Good afternoon, everybody. We are live. It is a Wednesday. No, it's not. It's Monday. I should not be that discombobulated this early in the week. There's so much to do. Well, there's a lot to do. But I've been a very busy boy. Good afternoon to everybody in the chat. Go for it painting, The Loith, Laura Brand, Baradon 283, NMR 1998, Jungle Camper, Mark Watson, Chris Bailey, Jasper Sauter, Yamail Angmar, Laucannon, Star Pilot 94, good afternoon. Travis, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. If it's Wednesday, I should be at work. Yes. No. Thankfully, it is Monday. It's me time Monday. I was literally, honestly, my brain was in a different space just then. I was thinking about, I don't even know what I was thinking about. I can't remember. I was thinking about something, and then I was like, oh, hang on. Let's go live. And then I was sat with the intro going, and I was like, yeah, this is all cool. So I was in my own little universe, just enjoying myself. Good afternoon, Ricky Colebrook. How are you doing? You're going to be at work in 25 minutes. Ugh, Star Pilot. Yucky. Unless you really like going to work, in which case, yay! I hope you are all doing well. So, I have been very busy. I have been painting like an absolute ruddy demon. So if we just pop over to this camera very quickly, I can show you some of the things I've been working on. So today, for you Nighthaunt fans, we have been doing the Pyregeists. There you go. So that's two of them. They're pretty good. Got the rest of them to do. I've also finished all 5 of these. The Dark Oath Fell Riders. There's 2. Here's a 3rd one. And we have 2 more. Here they are. There we go. Video coming very soon. Lots and lots of stuff. So we did them. But also this weekend, for you Lumineth fans, the Riverblades as well. Look at them. Now we've done all 10 of these. So one of the jobs tonight is to do their bases, if I get to it. But, in the meantime, whilst I was waiting for some stuff to dry, from primer, i.e. the Kroot, I also painted 2 of these. Hey guys, how's it going? Your hammer's cool. Let's touch our hammers. So, there you go. Since last we met, I have painted 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 models. Is the Uthak Black Hawk video coming? Yeah, so he's built. He's not primed, but that is one of the jobs for Me Time May. I've been busy. I've got lots to do. Got lots to finish up before we're able to move on to things like Uthak Black Hawk and stuff, and the various anonymous and various other things. So yeah, it's been a hell of a few days. But the road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. We cannot simply stop, because the Vanguard Spearhead project continues. So the first thing we're going to do today is build a Beast Skewer. This. It's upside down. We're going to build this. Because this is the last model I need for my Vanguard Orruk Warclans. Good afternoon, Laura. YouTube is slow on the notifications today. Boo! And also, good afternoon, Captain Mannerings. YouTube is so rude. How are you, Mr. Warhipster? I am very well. Good evening, Plops of Corn. Hello, the Tattooed Zoologist. When is the drop dead time for Tails? I mean, technically, you've got till Sunday, I would say. You got a whole week because Tails is next Wednesday. It's not this. It's not this Wednesday. Tails is on the 10th. So you got loads of time. Here it is. Beast Skewer Kill Bow. Where's the base? There's the base. Hello, Jacob. Josh, I'm doing some more Blood Angels. Do you think I should try and do the Eliminators in ghillie suit type cloaks? I think... So, right. I think they would look sick in ghillie suits. I'm surprised that they weren't, but then it makes sense because in 40k they do in camelioline cloaking. I think that's how you say it. So, you know, I get why they have got smooth cloaks, but I think ghillie suits on them would look awesome. It's low tech, right? It's cool. What do you need to finish Star Pilot? What's the theme? What's the theme for this week's Tales? Oh God, what is it? I think it's. Hang on, let me look it up. Go to my channel. Someone will know this. My brain does not have room for it at the minute. Like I said, I've been painting like an absolute bloody demon to get Me Time May ready. There we go. Go into this. Shush Adobe stock. It is Battle Line is the requirement. Yeah, it's Battle Line. It's Battle Line. It's like I said, we started off with the best of intentions of me being strict, but because I'm an absolute pushover and not everybody always wants to paint to what the theme is, at this point I've just been like, I mean, it'd be cool if you stick to the theme, but honestly, it doesn't matter. So don't worry, Mini Painting Dad. Honestly, there's no compulsion whatsoever. You can do whatever you like, whenever you like, however you like. It's your choice. Like I said, I started out with the best of intentions of being, you know, this is we're going to be strict this time, and that immediately fell apart. So don't worry about it too much. Okay, so I am trying to think of ways to make Tails like really super streamlined for the next season, because it's not that it's difficult to do. It's just as we know, when we did it the first time, we had something like, I think the maximum we had on one of the months was like 40 people. And we actually started out by recording them and then uploading them as videos, and then I changed that to live streams towards the end because it just made more sense. So I want to keep it as a live stream thing that we do once a month. But I'm kind of thinking, like, what's the best way to make the submission process really easy? So part of me has been thinking, like, well, do I create a website that people upload to? Or do we use an Instagram hashtag or something like that? But then not everybody has Instagram or wants to use Instagram. And the whole point of it is, like, I try to keep it as open as possible, so people can kind of submit and do it however they like. But I also need to consider that Tales 2 has been a wonderful success in that the maximum we had on one of them was around 77, which was that one stream which went on for hours and hours and hours, which, you know, I don't mind because I like streaming with you guys and I like talking to you guys and I love that. But for my co-hosts, it's quite hard for them because they have, you know, other jobs. And also for you guys at home, you don't get to see all of it. And also I don't want to rush anything. So I'm trying to think of ways, like I said, to make it so that Tales is a lot more, again a lot more streamlined, but also as open as it currently is. But also maybe to up the monetary rewards. Speaking of which, if you would like to leave a like on the stream, that will mean more people will come and watch the stream. And therefore, that means I can continue to, as we grow the audience, it means this channel continues to succeed. So that would be really nice. And if you aren't already, please do subscribe to the channel. That would be beautiful of you. So I changed Captain Mannerings. You'll be glad to hear. I changed the knife blade. On my hobby knife. Finally, it was time. So it's no longer a dull scraper. It's now a lethally sharp edge. And the other thing I should say is, if you would like to, I would very much appreciate if you would consider becoming a member of the channel so that I can continue to do this forever. Or you can gift a member, or you can do a super chat, and that will go towards the new PC, which will then get you 4K videos and stuff like that. So, you know, everyone wins. But of course, don't feel obligated to do that at all, because being here and watching, liking, subscribing is wonderful support, and I very much appreciate it. So, now that we've got the YouTube-y things out of the way, we can get back to the matters at hand, which is me building this enormous artillery piece, which isn't that big. I thought it was much bigger. But what I am very glad to see is that it is push fit, by the looks of things. Although that doesn't look particularly push fitty. Does it? How is that supposed to work? Can I submit even if they're a bit my standard? You can do whatever you like. You can submit, or you don't have to submit. There is absolutely no obligation. And also, your standard, you might have a certain standard, but trust me, I'm excited to see whatever it is you've come up with. I promise to become a member when my next paycheck comes. So that's very kind of you, Loud Cannon. Thank you. And Baradon283 has kicked us off today with the first of the gifted members. I've clicked on completely the wrong thing. I want to click on this. Thank you very much, Baradon283. You're the best. You win. You win the prize of being my favourite. The first of my favourites. I don't understand how this is supposed to stick together, but we're just going to go with it. We're just going to roll with it. Just going to see how far we can push the push fit nature of this model kit. Get in there. So, has anybody seen the wonderful prosecutors that were previewed but a few hours ago? They are gorgeous. They are beautiful. I texted Liam a picture of them, and he agreed. And then I said it's not fair of them to keep me waiting. This is not cool. It's not nice. They keep on. They're just making me wait for this beautiful game that I know is on the horizon. And I'm having a very difficult time tempering my expectations. And that's not cool, man. Games Workshop, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Right, you go in here. Is that correct? Is that what we're saying? Yeah, that looks just about right to me. Although I have missed a bit of flash just there. Let's get that off, shall we? Okay. Travis Woodside has just donated $10. Hopefully this covers the cost of the F7 key and the caps lock key. It absolutely will, Travis. Thank you very, very much. That is very kind of you. You put us on a mighty, something like that. That could fit on Stiltman as a gun. What, this? Yeah, I mean, Stiltman could carry this. It's got a slightly organic arm in there. Have you done a painting video for Zondara's Gravebreakers? I haven't, no. Which one are they? I can tell you if I have them or not. I haven't done enough Warcry Warbrand bands, if I'm honest. I think they're amongst the most characterful and best models that Games Workshop makes. And I always get around to it, and I go, I'll get to it, don't worry about it. And then I end up going, oh, no, but I don't have time. I don't have time. Because sadly, those videos actually don't do that well. Which is a travesty. But they are always fun. Okay, which way round do you go now? What? So you go in here. Is that right? Oh, I think I see what's happening here. I can see what's happening. And they don't have a clue. They'll fall in love. And here's the bottom line. My kill bow's down to 2. What happened to the witch and the beast with zombies? No, I haven't done that one, unfortunately. I don't think I have it either. Is it weird to see Stormcast with faces? No, I don't think so. They've been having faces for a while now. I like when you can see their faces as well. Especially like I think some of the ones that they started coming out with in Soul Wars were fantastic. What I think they could do with, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with the multi-part versions of these kits, is if we're going to have bareheaded Stormcast from the Ruination Chamber, surely their faces should be like all scarred and grim and like just like silently like glowering and all this kind of thing. I'm excited to see what they do with that, especially with the, you know, how well it is they scope Stormcast faces these days. Because they do a very good job. Do you know what I want to see now? Is I want to see a Stormcast character. Because we haven't had a Stormcast character yet. And I'm really hoping that there's a Lord Celestant. There probably should be, because I think the Lord Celestant is being legends-did. Or is just getting a new model. But there needs to be a Lord Celestant, right? Because that's like getting rid of a Space Marine captain. And you can't do that. Okay, how are you supposed to go together? You don't stick in. So it goes like that, and I'm guessing that the peg goes flat on the ground. Oh, this is interesting. We're going to need... Because I can't get the... Has Warcom just previewed another Stormcast? No, it's Prosecutor. Yeah, I'm very excited for both sides of that box. Normally, I'm not this excited for both sides of the box. I'm very, very excited for the Skaven. I was looking at my Deathmaster model, and I was like, do you know what? This one was a really cool model to do. Okay, now you go in here, but you might be just as flimsy as the other one, so we might need to use the tweezers again. Okay, no, we're doing all right. Gadara, I've got many Skaven videos to make. You know, when those Skaven models come out, I want to have an army worthy of the Vermindoom. I'm on the lookout for a Chaos army for AOS. I have an Order, Destruction and Death army. I can't decide if I want to do Maggotkin, Slaves to Darkness, or wait on the Skaven. That is a happy quandary to be in. All of them are awesome. for what it's worth, I really like Slaves to Darkness. I think the models that came out for Slaves to Darkness were beautiful. Oh god, this cross piece with a bow is really in there. This would be a markdown on a sprue review. This would be a big markdown on a sprue review. What are you still attached to? What? Got it. Would it be possible to play Skaven with other Chaos factions? So, normally I would say yes. So the way allies have always worked in... Not always, but the way allies have worked in recent times in Age of Sigmar has been that you can, from your Grand Alliance... There are a few restrictions here and there. For example, you're not allowed to take Stormcast Eternals with Daughters of Cain, because they're still very cross about what happened to Anvilgard. But the way it's worked is you've been able to take, in a 2,000 point game, 400 points of allies from your Grand Alliance. So you could take 400 points of Stormcast in a Cities of Sigmar army. You could take 400 points of Maggotkin of Nurgle in a Chaos, in a Slaves to Darkness army. You could do that. That has been a consistent thing. Some allow you to break it in terms of how many, and that has been very different in terms of the regiments of renown that have all come out. So things like Fulgoth's Shudderhood, which was the Harbinger of Decay, 2 Pusgoyle Blight Lords, and 5 Putrid Blight Kings. That is a regiment of renown, and the regiments of renown can go into any Grand Alliance army, regardless of whether or not they take up more points. Now, one of the things they said in the interview thing when they were announcing the launch of AOS 4 was that the regiments of renown and the armies of renown were also going to be supported into the next edition. I don't know. We haven't seen much more information about that, but I would guess that an allies matrix of some sort will still exist, and that will let you use those things to continue using them if that's what you want to do. That is what I would guess. Why is that now bent out of alignment? That would be why. I've just lost a spike as well. That's good. God, this one's a bit of a pain in the arse to build, isn't it? I'm guessing when it goes into the base, that it being slightly out of alignment will be fine, because the base will hold it all in place. The base is the place, after all. Okay, next up. Component number 9. We're just going to shove an arrow down the throat. It's more of a bolt, this. No! We have a connection point on a cutting edge of a blade. No, 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 no. No, 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 Games Workshop. Don't do this. I hate it so much. Okay, so this is going to slide in a very particular manner, I should imagine. Yeah. I imagined correctly. There we go. It's looking good. Yeah, the Rockbringer. It's look, I mean, Games Workshop can do whatever they like when it comes to producing their model kits. And to be honest, if they're going to keep putting connection points on cutting edges of blades, it gives me something to talk about in the sprue review. So in that regard, I'm quite grateful. And because it's an auto mark down, in my opinion, on a kit, if you put a cutting edge on if you put a contact point on the sprue with the cutting edge of a blade, you immediately lose a point. From my perspective, it means that my ratings on the Land Raider scale for these kits, it means that they always lose. They immediately go from. I mean, everything starts at a 10 out of 10, and then it goes down. Right? That's how I work it. I don't work it. I don't mark it up in terms of the way I think about it in my head. It means that I don't give anything perfect scores when it doesn't deserve it. And that means people don't constantly accuse me of being a massive shill. Even though I clearly am. Shill hipster. War shill. 10, and then we need 11 as well. This little bit here. Well, it's not a little bit. The other thing I was just thinking it then, but just popped into my brain. Do you know what I'm really excited for about AOS 4? To see what absolute nonsense models there are in that box that are a push fit. Because I've gotten used to now a ever kind of progressing thing of how the hell is that push fit? Do you know what I mean? That model can't be push fit. Like the Ballistus Dreadnought, it was like, that's impressive that is push fit. Or the Screamer Killer. Screamer Killer is really impressive that it's push fit. Psychophage as well. So if those prosecutors are in the core box, which I would guess they are, given as that they've been previewed, those are push fit models. Unless they're going to suddenly abandon the idea of push fit, which I would be sad about. Together you go. Hang on, what? Oh yeah, it does go that way. Start this one. Good morning, Colonel. Wish they would do something like Imperial Knights from 40k and a steampunk version for AOS. I could see it happening. The closest you've got at the moment is Sons of Behemat. They're quite Imperial Knighty. At the moment, of the factions that we know about, the one that is most likely to do it would be the Caradron, but they're all airborne, so you wouldn't see a a gigantic walker, as it were, from them. And together you go. Is that a reassuring click? Entirely unreassuring click. There we go. And now we need his head. Component 14. I was surprised that Hobgrot Slitters weren't involved in this. Okay, so you go in here and there. Hey. We now need component number 15. See, this is building I can get on board with because it's just quick, simple, it's reasonably painless. I love it. 15 and 16. I remember a long time ago now when Dark Imperium came out. At the time, I was working in Games Workshop, and there were a lot of people very cross about the push-fit nature of the Primaris and the Death Guard in there. In my shop, at least. Not necessarily worldwide, but there were a lot of people that were cross about it. And I kind of, at the time, I sympathized. I was like, yeah, no, I get it. I don't like push-fit models either, as much as multi-part kits. But then I had a conversation with myself where I was like, one of the big blockers to me getting any project done is building the damn thing in the first place. Because it takes me hours to do that and to build the miniatures in the first place. And I was like, actually, yeah, maybe I do like the idea of push fit models because it takes so much of that time out. So you now go together like that. Boom. And then this pushes in here. And that was the bit that I was worried about would come apart. I think we're nearly there. No, we're not. There's still so much of it to go. So I've never really had that much problem with the gaps. If something looks like it's going to be really gappy or terrible, I just clip the pins off and then use a bit of glue. Oh, it's a little cannon. No, it's not a cannon. It's a quiver. How many crew is there on this thing? 4. Okay. This is going to be a little bit involved, isn't it? It's all a bit involved. I thought I was nearly there. I'm not. I should have just looked at the amount of components I had left. 21. Bosh. And 21. 23. Oh, another little peg just in there. And 22. Where are you? There you are. Alright, cleany cleany. Ooh, tiny little bit of something in there. Get rid of that. Don't need that. There we go. Bit number 1. Do this bit next. Do. Wow. Yes. There we go. Okay, now comes the interesting part. So, that bit looks like that, and that bit looks like that. So now, no, surely not. So this is where it falls down a little bit. There we go. So you're going to come together like that. And then you're going to be the bit that... Yes. Pulls the whole thing together. God, you love to see it, don't you? component 24, yes. Are these gut rippers? Yes. They are the cruel boys. The cruelest of boys. Guys, you're 1 like away from hitting 50 likes on the stream. Can we get to 50 likes on the stream? If you haven't already, please do leave a like. Done. So now we need bit number 20, which is this bit. 20? What? Yes. I'm really interested to see how this thing comes together. Because right now, I don't have confidence. But I know it's going to. It must. It simply must. Boop, 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 boop. Right, so it goes in there, and then also, and that's the peg, so it goes in like that. Gosh, that's clever. Still so much to go. Out of all the Contrast Plus guides you have made, which one would you say used the least paint? Probably some of the Horus Heresy Space Marine tutorials. NMR 1998. No, I haven't decided yet. I want to do them as Hallowed Knights because I really like the heavy silver they've gone for it. So usually they're like a bluish silver. But they've gone for a slightly more beaten up silver for the veterans and stuff, and I'm really excited to do that. I'm cooking up something cool in my head as to how it's going to be. I'm hoping to finally crack, like, because I have my favorite gold recipes, and I'm finally hoping to crack my favorite silver recipe that looks as good as the gold. 25, 26 and 27, 26, and 27. It doesn't look like it makes a lot of sense. Oh, it's the goblin's knees. Right, I got it. I get you. I catch your drift. So this is where it would also lose marks on the sprue review, because there's connection points right on the knees of the grot. Now, it is granted going to be a grot that's on the underside of the quiver, but still, you lose marks. Okay, so that looks like a body to me. How does this work? That goes in there. Like that. And does that then... Ah! Yeah, I am on the right track. Yes. We got there in the end, eh? We always do. Uh, 19, 17, and 18. Bosh. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Got it. Right. So, you... Oh no, haven't done this bit. That would have been embarrassing. Also, wouldn't be the first time. Hey, there we go. Right, so it is that way round, and then this goes in here, and that lines up together like that. Then this goes in here. Hey. And then, hang on, so in what order are we supposed to do this? Right, this goes in there. So this is where things get a little bit tricky. So we press that together. Make sure that's together. That's the most important bit. And then we can slide the head on. Theoretically. Ow. Where's my... There we go. So use a pair of tweezers is what I like to do. Is when it's really tough, just use a pair of tweezers. To ensure these bits go together. Why won't you go together? There we go. Got ya. Gotcha. There we go. What are you building? I am building a Beast Skewer Kill Bow. Did anyone have a hard time gluing some, if not most, of the Sylvaneth models? I thought that the Nighthaunts would be worse, but it turned out easier than some of the Sylvaneth. I didn't hate the Sylvaneth. I really enjoyed painting them together. Some of them can be a pain in the arse, like the Tree Lords, I think, were a bit of an annoyance to me. Kurnoth Hunters, though, go together really nicely. Dryads are really old, is one of the problems. Hey, Sprue's dead. Get out of here, Sprue. You're about to see me fumble my way through the last stage of this, which is going to be assembling the tactical rock, which is going to be annoying. Because we're going to have lots of things that need to line up now. But, you know, it's good to remind everybody that I am bad at stuff. If at any point you think I'm great all the time, I'm not. I'm very bad at stuff. Okay. So this goes in first. Allegedly. It goes there. In you go. In you go. And now I just need you to go in. Aha! Gotcha. The stars are aligning, everybody. Awesome. And then apparently this then goes into the base. Is it keyed? It shouldn't be. Sweet. Now the main event. Oh, it's always a tricky thing to know where to start. Let's start at this end. Especially when you're lining up this many. That's fine. So now it's your turn to go in. Haha. And now it's your turn to go in. And that, my friends, is a Beast Skewer Kill Bow. Assembled at long last. It has only taken me since its release. I bought this the day it came out. Well, I pre-ordered it the week before it came out. So it's now nearly 3 years old. This model kit. There we go. Crushed it. Bonjour to you too, Remy. Is this a scheduled May paint job? It is indeed. Any opinions on painting hard light shadows to models? How do you mean, Tom the Toad? Do you mean like on the models or on the bases? Like have them casting a shadow? It all sounds cool in principle. Hi, Tronic47. Yeah, we've done it. Oh, I'm pleased. I'm glad it's not like a ton bigger than I perhaps thought it was going to be. This should be slightly easier to deal with when it comes to painting it. I am going to have to remind myself, though, how I did the beast skewer, man skewers. Because we're going to have to take some cues from them. Job number 1 done. Any future project called Callus and Toll Saviours of Cinderfall? Indeed, there is, Tronic47. They are built, they are primed, they are ready to go. I've just got to make it through May. Watched your Night Lords video recently. How come you decided not to edge highlight around the trim like we see on heavy metal models? As in on the panels, to put the blue around the trim. Pure and simply, the reason I didn't do it was because I flat didn't want to, and I often think it doesn't necessarily add very much to the models, because it was just it's a lot of fuss to not really elevate too much, and also I was painting 10 of them, and I had 10 Mandrakes, 10 Yggdrasil Riverblades, and 8 Pyregeists to do as well. Plus the incoming crew and the Dark Oath army set. So I was like, no. I think it also, on the Night Lords, in some ways, will distract from the lightning that you can put on the panels of their armor. Because it'll look like more lightning, because it's the same highlights. Or do you throw in completely different highlights for the blue armor and the lightning? You know. Asmodeus, thank you very much for the €5. You're very kind. We will throw that into the pot. I think I'm just going to put it as like 550, so it's a nice round number. That feels good. So now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with these bases. It makes sense to me to do Sigmar Brown for the soil and then Griff Charger Grey for the rocks. But what do we do about the wood? Just use wildwood, I guess. What have I done in the past? Got a skull there as well. Because I've got to finish the Idralan River Blades. And the Pyregeists. What time are we on? See, we managed to do that in under the first hour. Which is great. Lugubrious Crumhorn has come in here and has dropped 20 of the finest gifted memberships the world has ever seen. Thank you so much, buddy. We start the long climb back to 600. You put us on 484, though. Good evening. How are you doing? Right, let's just figure it out. In fact, I'm going to look at Yidran Rublades. What have they done? Because it's a brown boot standing on a tree branch. Oh, okay. Interesting. We need Sigmar Brown. Cameron, thank you so much for the 50 for the PC fund. You are an absolute legend. That is incredibly kind of you. You put us on 600. That's exceptional. Thank you very much. You guys are being very, very generous and lovely. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. April's been really slow because the videos haven't been particularly popular. Not for any reason other than that they've just not been particularly big models, as it were. So it's because of guys like you being as generous as you are that the lights stay on and that the motivation sticks about. It's very kind of you, honestly. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. No worries, it's entirely selfish as I need your new Cruel Boys tutorials. Yeah, so there's two. You're going to get two. Breaker Boss on the Breaker Boss, basically. I can't remember the full thing. And the Kill Bow. The Beast Skewer. So at least two. I'm going to try and get a Marsh Crawler as well, but I do have a lot of other stuff to do as well. Wildwood and Templar mix 2-to-1. Yeah, I mean, that's a good shout. Let me see how it looks once I've done the soil, because that might affect things. So let's just let's do that. Let's go a little bit closer so you guys can see. He doesn't have anything on his base. So we're all good on that front. Let's put this back here. So what about you? Let's move you out of the way. Yeah, so that's all soil. So if we just throw some Sigmar Brown in here. It'll be a little bit warmer than the Sterling Mud I've used, but it'll be okay because I'll be dry brushing it all the same color anyway, so it's all good. Which is the same color as the boot, annoyingly, but there we go. That's one. As I was painting these Yggdrasil River blades, I was thinking to myself, oh, Lumineth really are cool. So I'm kind of tempted to do a Lumineth army, but to kind of scratch that High Elves itch, to paint them inspired by Lothern. So to go for lots of blues and whites, which I know these technically already are, but to just like blue, white, and silver. So like the armor would all be silver, for example, rather than throwing in loads of gold. I was actually thinking about doing a custom scheme for a change. Which, to the shock of many. The moment you order AOS models to do that, yeah, well, exactly. The old world stuff will go on pre-order. Yeah, 100%. That is the way of things. That is the nature. You can't gift memberships. What are you watching on? Are you watching on a phone or tablet, something like that? You hit the $sign and it's not an option. watching on your iPad. It might have something to do with that. The way to check on your iPad is if you go to YouTube in the browser in Safari instead of in the YouTube app, it might show up there. Hello, have you ever done a tutorial on mangler squigs? I still have 2 in my pile of shame and I'm trying to build up some confidence to paint them. No, I've never done a mangler squig. Wargunner 28. Can someone link the Discord? I've not been able to join it at all. The problem is if we drop the link in here, anyone who's not a member will also be able to join. What's the best way to do it? Tell you what I'll do for you. Let me try something. Community. No, hang on. If I go into Studio and I go into memberships and we look at oh, why are you doing that? So now, if I go to youtube.com, view your channel, community, you get access to the Warhipster Discord. Here's the link for you. Post. Where's my phone vibrating at me? Ah, that's why. So now, if you head over to youtube.com/Warhipster, and then you go to the community. In fact, I'll just pull the link. If you go here as a member, you should be able to see the members only posts. And I've just posted in there in the post section the link to Discord. That should pull you into the Discord. Gift memberships are only available on participating channels for purchase or redemption. Viewers can opt in and get gifts using web, Android, or iOS devices. So if I got something wrong on my end, that means you can't do it on an iOS device. Let's have a look, shall we? Memberships. No. No, it's all it looks like it's all good on my end. Oh, don't press that button. No. Let's just try one more thing. Agreements. No, I'm all good on that front. Channel. Advanced settings. That's all good. Feature editor. Permissions. Alright. Community. No, I don't think there's anything I can do. It might be that. So it said in the YouTube help thing that yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Watkin. Or good evening, rather. It's 5 to 7. You do spy some river blades, Marley. We finished the river blades, and now I'm just figuring out the base. Well, I'm not figuring out. I'm just doing the bases, to be honest. I know the next colour is going to be Griff Charger Grey. You can't gift on... okay. Maybe I need to do... iOS users can't gift me on YouTube. Let's go here. It must be me then. I can't figure out how I'm supposed to change any settings, if indeed there are any settings. It doesn't look like there are any settings. If I go into the memberships tab, I don't then have... What if I just press this button and then reset and then refresh? And then let me see if I can do it on my YouTube. View your channel. You might now hear me in the background. Shush. Skip. No, I can't gift myself on iOS. That's so weird. That is very, very strange. This is very strange. It's very, very weird. Because normally you go into the live chat and there's a little $sign at the bottom, and then I get super stickers, super chat, and free member milestone chat. But I don't get... What I don't get is the option to turn on... What I don't get is the option to turn anything on. You see what I mean? So... If I go into account, maybe... General... I cannot figure this out at all. iOS users gifting memberships on YouTube. That's really weird. It's really strange. Baradon, thank you very much for the gifted membership. That's very kind of you. Yeah, the sub count then broke for a second. It must be that it's broken on iOS then. But Baradon, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Gifting memberships on YouTube broken on iOS. Just flat won't tell me. But if I go on to basically if I go onto Safari and do it, so if I go into Safari and go youtube.com, yeah, that's fine. And then I go to my channel, view your channel, go in there. Oh, I can't see the live chat. For God's sake. That's dumb. It must be some Apple YouTube, Apple and Google disagreeing, which is dumb. It's really dumb. Do you know who suffers at the end of the day? It's the creator. Because on the browser, it's absolutely fine. Go to youtube.com, view your channel, go in here, go down here, press the button, membership gifting, gift 5 memberships. Boom, like that. See? Works perfectly fine on the browser on a PC. Or probably on a Mac as well. I should check it on a Mac, really. But there we go. What can you do? Yay! That's just bizarre. Whoever this Warhipster guy is, he's really generous. Yeah, I just spent I just spent 30% of that on to give me myself money. Captain Mannerings, thank you very much for the gifted membership. That is very kind of you. That puts us on 491. 9 away. You're on a Mac laptop. There you go. So it works in browser, doesn't work in the iOS app, does work in the Android app. It's insane. That's just annoying. Maybe that would explain why. I mean, see if I can find somebody else who's live right now. Who else is live right now? Liam, he's about to go live. Yeah, I can gift a membership on Liam's channel. That's just bonkers. I don't get it. The Tattooed Zoologist, thank you very much for the 1 gifted membership. That is very kind of you. We're now 8 away from 500. Good afternoon. I'm getting some painting done following your Cursed Cities Rose. Any chance you plan on doing an Alapex for the Ideneth? Wife just got a Vanguard box. I need to start painting it. I don't currently have a plan to do an Alapex, but it's not necessarily something that we won't do in the future, if you see what I mean. So Ideneth are like they're on the to-do list, but they're on the kind of the back burner, as it were. Unfortunately, there might be some stuff that comes out similar to the Alapex, so I've got a pile of orcs to do as well. Travis Woodside, thank you very much for the $4.99. That is very, very kind of you. You put us on like 600 and let's just go 605. Let's just do that. That makes more sense. Yeah, the slightly. Yeah, it's bizarre, right? Because it's like, because if I go to Liam's channel right now, and I go to that, I can buy gifted memberships for him in my iOS app. Let's see if it's the same for Onic, because he's got a live stream there. Yeah, I can do it there. But if I go to my channel, I'm getting under that. I can't do it. So it must. It maybe it is something to do with me. You know. Billing and payments, advanced settings, privacy, notifications, account. Subscriptions. No, that's just subs. Settings. Turn on gifts. Gifted memberships on YouTube. On a computer, sign into YouTube Studio. Yep. Done that. In the left menu, click Earn. Click the Memberships tab. Maybe I'm on some sort of blacklist. Simon74, thank you very much for the five gifted memberships. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That Discord notification sound is driving you crazy. Is it me that's making... Hang on, let me see if I can just do that. Simon, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. That is brilliant. Thank you very much. We are now on 497. We're 3 away from 500. Hello, Reza. You alright, mate? Me Time Monday has turned into IT Monday. Sorry. No, it's alright, Travis. It's good. It's good of you to point it out. Because, you know, if that is a barrier to people wanting to support the channel and they can't, then I need to know that so I can try and figure that out. Because, you know, like I said, the channel lives and breathes based on you guys being super generous here and also watching the videos and subscribing and doing all of that good stuff. And if for whatever reason somebody can't do any of that, then I'm literally just shooting myself in the foot. So it's very useful to let me know these things. I'm very well, thank you, Rez. Did you have a nice day? How's your house coming along? You just end up buying me my PC. Well, don't do that. That's drastic. I'll figure it out later, I guess. Yeah, no, I just tried that myself, Plops of Corn, and I couldn't do it on my phone. Hello, Hendrik. How you doing? Hello, James. We're doing all right. We've discovered an issue in that apparently on iOS, you can't gift memberships to the channel. To me, and only to me, apparently. At least by how I've been looking at it. Well, my investigations seem to have turned that up. So I'm just going to try and figure that out later. Instead, I'm going to try and get some Griff Charger Grey on all the rocks of these Yggdrasil Riverblades. We've got a little rock down here. Almost missed that one. That one has rock. That one does not have a rock. That one doesn't have a rock. That one does have a rock. Boom. And this one has a rock as well. This one has a rock. Has 2 rocks. Bosh. No rock and no rock. And you have no rock. Blame Squidmar, he doesn't want the competition. Term says, you know, I'm not the one to beg for memberships, but if anyone feels so inclined to give 50 subs or something, checking the Discord out would be nice is all. I mean, that would be very nice, Croto. That Lumineth looks beautiful. My daughter is watching with me for 5 minutes anyway. She is inspired. She has some Lumineth and some Daughters of Cain to paint. Well, so I bought this. Where is it? Nope, it's out of reach. I bought the Vanguard set, so I have it, and I'm gonna. I think I am gonna do something that is like uniquely Josh. So you'll have another how I paint. Another how I paint series alongside the Sylvaneth and the Leagues of Votan. I'm trying to figure out how to paint rock gut Troggoths. Would you prime them in Grace? In Gracie? Would I? Let's have a look. Rock gut Troggoths. That is not. Yes, probably I would. Yeah, because the tummy's quite cold. I would probably go for Grace here. Yeah. Or White Scar, because it's, you know, it's nice and easy. Plops of Gorn, thank you very much for the $9.99. That is very kind of you. You put us on £615. No, not 6,015. I'm excited to try the Riverblades. Overall, most elf teams aren't something I'm drawn to, but they are always fun to play in kill teams, so hoping the same holds true for Warcry. I'm hoping they are. I mean, they look beautiful, the Riverblades. Do you know what I might just do for these? For the trees? I'm going to just keep it really simple. And just go for Targle Raid Shade. And just slam that over the top. And then do Agrax over the top, like we did on the Ruins for the Flesh Eater Courts. That keeps things nice and easy. That keeps things really easy. Like that. Just rescue that little blob. It at least keeps the... It kind of places them within the theme of the gnarlwood. Doing it this way. Boom. I think we've got one more. Yes. Toggle raid shaders on. Asmodeus. You have given 60 euros. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. And as you say, should be 51 Great British pounds. I think you're correct. So that would put us on the number of the beast. Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you have any tips for doing different coloured skin, like red or blue? Thank you. Yeah, if you check out like stuff like my Tau videos, I've done blue skin there, or even Zinch. There's been blue skin. Red, you could check out anything. Corn. There's lots of red skin there. How did you get the Storm Fiend so smooth on the Night Lords? The thing with the Night Lords is they've got a lot of recesses on them, so don't be afraid at all to go over the top of the trim. One of the best things to do is to actually deposit the darker pigment on the trim. So always brush over the trim, because you're going to cover over the trim with Runelord Brass anyway, so it's fine. So it means that that's a space for when you're trying to pull the contrast down the model. You can pull it off at the trim, and it will just kind of sit in the recess around the trim rather than on the flat of the thing, flat of the armor panel. That's one way. The other thing as well, if you're struggling to get it thin, 4 parts Storm Fiend, 1 part Lamia Medium should help. Have you spoke about new Stormcast yet? I peed a little. Now, I did tweak about them a little bit. They're great. The new prosecutors are absolutely fantastic. Everything that they should have been all the time. Because they're incredible. I love them. I love them. I went camping, shall we say. Got to go Boulderstone Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is waiting. Good evening, all. Good evening, Tattoo to Watch. Have fun playing the best game ever made. Can you please just give us one wash the brush today? You want blending? I don't really have any blending to do. 666. the number of the beast. This is going to be Skeleton Horde, by the way, for those interested. So we're going to apply this over the top of the skulls and any bones. Although there aren't any bones, there's only skulls. There's only a couple of skulls scattered around the bases. I'm going to get it on there like that, and then we're going to wash the brush and not do anything to it because I don't want to ruin it. That was one skull. There's another one just here on this one. Skeleton Horde. On you go, baby. I don't think... Oh, yeah, no, there is one more. On this guy. Cheeky little skull. Like that. I don't think there are any more skulls. I think the rest of it is all just... Yeah. I've often thought about getting t-shirts made which have all the things that I constantly say in the videos. I was thinking, can I launch a fashion brand that's called So With That Done? It's just t-shirts that say, and so with that done, on it. Is there a way to do a really vibrant pink like Fulgrim pink or Emperor's Children with contrast? Yes, there is. Your best bet is Doomfire Magenta. Doomfire Magenta is violently pink. It's very, very pink. The other option is to take Volupus pink and just thin it down a little bit. But also, weirdly, if you thin down Blood Angel's red, it takes on a pinky hue. But that's what Doomfire Magenta looks like. It's not quite as it's not quite as pastely pink, is it? It's not Fulgrim pink. There's not. Yeah, it's a tough one. You can thin if you thin down Doomfire Magenta, you'll get quite a bright pink. Maybe like 1 or 2 parts. I can go through all of my catchphrases in every video. Every video obviously always starts with, "Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial. And today we are painting, insert model here." I occasionally have been trying to change it up a little bit at the moment. So instead of saying, "So with that done," what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Retributor armor. We're going to apply this over the top of all of the gold details, such as any bits of jewelry or trim, or the fancy decorative bits on the weapons. Instead of doing that, I've tried to throw in the occasional. And next up, what we're going to do now is we're going to take some Null oil, and we're going to apply this over the top of the robes. Somebody actually quoted it. Somebody actually commented on a video saying, "I live for every time he says we're going to be painting this over the top of his belly." Yeah, you do that impression of me. Good. And there's always the midway point. Let's not forget that. So with all those shades applied, he is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. However, we're not going to leave it there. No, we're going to take it to the next level. I'm going to do this by adding some layers and some highlights. So our first highlight is going to be some thinned down pallid witch flesh. And we're going to be applying this over the top of all of the sharp edges and raised details of the flesh. Actually, anyone could literally make an identical video of mine. I'm not that original when it comes to the bit everyone doesn't always get to is the very ending, where I've realised I do this as well, is I always go, and so with the base is now complete, our insert model here is now finished, and then I give my opinion of it. And I always say it, and I always think I need to change this up, but then at the same time I don't need to change it up because people like it. It's homey, it's familiar, it's lovely. Does it sound like word soup to you these days? Sometimes saying something over and over makes it start to sound weird to yourself. No, it's not. It's not quite at that point. Sometimes when I'm editing, I'll go, "Oh God, I've said the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again." So you can tell sometimes where I've if I've been slogging at a video, I've just been like there's so many different things. I will get to the point of where I'll be editing the video and I'll be like on the 15th take or whatever. If I'm really tired as well when I'm filming it, every single one has started with. And so with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Storm Fiend. We're going to apply this over the top of all of the grips. Will you paint new Grombrindle? Zvolak, I hope I've said that right. I will be up at 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe, I hope, on Saturday to order the new Grombrindle. Yes, I really want it. I want to buy it. I want to buy it, build it, and paint it. I'm really excited for it. Like Eisenhorn ducking for cover. Yeah. I was actually listening to Eisenhorn Xenos just before I went live. And literally, he said, the hail of gunfire was so intense, we almost had to dive for cover. And I was like, you've spent the entire book so far diving around like a Power Ranger. Why would you stop now? Do a barrel roll, Eisenhorn. It's very funny. Yeah. Now I'll see if I can come up with a design for a t-shirt that says "and so with that done" on it that is good enough. That looks cool, because you want it to look cool as well. You don't want it to just be like, you don't want it to be rubbish. But I'll see if I can get it made. I should just change the name of the channel to "and so with that done." If I finish the Pyregeists, I'll have done 200 models in January to April. So that's a lot of "and so with that done." A t-shirt with Warhipster Battle Ready would be awesome. I am Warhipster Battle Ready. I have none of my highlights, but I've been shaded. So with all those shades applied, he is now what I would call a Warhipster Battle Ready. However, we're not going to leave it there. No, we're going to take it to the next level, and we're going to do this by adding some highlights. Do you still have space in the cabinet after 200 models this year? I ran out of space in those cabinets a long time ago. These cabinets are rammed. I actually at the point where I have to buy more shelves for it, but I just don't want to. I think what I need to do is actually sell these cabinets and buy a new one, a better one that can accommodate more models. But that's that's a faff. That is a real faff because this is glass, so it's a case of you'd have to come and collect it because I wouldn't ship it. Are those Dettol from IKEA? They are indeed. They are indeed. Where do you put all the models you've done then? So, there's these cabinets here. There is my photo desk over there. And then behind that, there's a set of Kallax set of Kallax cubes where some of the stuff goes. This is a part of the problem, and this is something I am going to do in May. I'm just going to take a day to actually just create 2 piles to keep and to raffle, and just create some breathing space for me because there is far too much Warhammer in this room. And like even out, we got the shed out there, which is where we filmed some of the games and stuff, and where if you've seen any of my, seen like the future-proof terrain tutorial, that's where me and my brother filmed building the buildings. That's where we keep the stuff, right? So out there is where I have my blood angels and my demons, excluding the big demons. The big demons are in here. Apart from the Lord of Change and the Keeper of Secrets, they haven't made their way back in yet. But that's because I don't have any room in this cupboard. So, yeah, I need to create a serious... I need to create some serious space in this place, which means that some painted models need to go. And they need to go to good homes where they will be loved forever and ever, for an extremely reasonable price. Because... some of it I did buy, but some of it as well was given to me by Games Workshop, and I don't think I should profit massively off of that. So it's a case of it. Like I said, I would rather do a raffle for it, so lots of people have a chance to get it for £2, £5, whatever. If you just buy 1 ticket, you might win the raffle. That's the kind of thing. And then there's also the side of like there's a lot of unbuilt models as well that also need to go. There's so many Space Marines on Sprue, for example, that I could probably furnish 3 of you with a Space Marine army. It's not painted or built or anything, but I could probably get rid of 6,000 points worth of Space Marines, and still have lots left over. So it's a case of just powering through it, getting it on the go. Do you have some Necromunda? Sort of. So I have an Escher gang, and that's it. They're built, they are not primed, and they are not painted, and that's because I want to do them. Because I was thinking about this the other night, and we are going to run off in a couple of minutes, guys. But I was thinking about this the other night, and I was like, what I really want is I want to be able to play any Games Workshop game at any given notice. So obviously Age of Sigmar I've got covered, 40k I've got covered, Horus Heresy I don't have covered, so I should probably do a Horus Heresy army. Legions Imperialis, I'm not really covered there, but I really want to do it, and I want to play it, I want to experience it. Same for Adeptus Titanicus. I have the means to do 2,000 points of Titans, and so on and so forth. So it's a case of I'd like to target my hobby in some ways in order to be able to get to that point where it's like, hey, Josh, do you want to come and play Horus Heresy? Do you want to come and play Age of Darkness? I can say, yeah, sure. Here's my... I can wheel out my White Scars army, for example, or a Blood Angels army, or whatever. So there's that kind of part of the consideration of what I need to do with the amount of models that I have, and just figure it out, basically. Fulgrim Transfigured in May, perchance. Yeah, so I want to get that done, for example. So there's lots of stuff that is going to be happening in the month of May, and I'm excited. But in order to get there, I have 5 Kroot Hounds, 1 Trail Shaper, 1 Lone Spear, and 6 Pyregeists left to paint. So I need to get them done between now and the end of this week. And then we are good to go on the May front. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a wonderful Wednesday. I'm sorry we got waylaid for a little bit during the gifted fiasco. I will try and figure out if there's something that I can do to fix that for you guys. But we are going to wind things up there. What I'm going to do is I am going to send you over to Mr. the Liam Dempsey after this one. So you will be redirected over to Liam. But thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you. Still think it's Wednesday. Nope, it's definitely Monday. Massive thank yous to Baradon283, Travis Woodside, Asmodeus, Lugubrious Crumhorn, Cameron, Colonel, 149th at Deathcore Creek, Baradon again, Captain Mannerings, the Tattooed Zoologist, Travis Woodside again, Simon74, Plopsicorn, and Asmodeus again for the gifted memberships and the super chats. You guys have been brilliant. No, don't send us the smelly old Liam. I do it because I want to help him. Also, to continue your evening's entertainment. But thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I will see you all again on Wednesday. There will be a painting video on Thursday and a painting video on Saturday. Lots of love. See you very soon. Thank you for being here tonight. You guys are the best. Best audience ever. See you in a bit. Love you. Bye.